Yeah, but we're coming. We're coming.
Yeah. All right. Okay. Let's
Oh
see
yeah,
here.
live.
Uh, we are, we are,
Almost.
are we?
Almost.
Okay, we are, I think we are. Yes,
I
we are.
saw it said it's
Yes,
being
we
Live.
are.
live
We
streamed.
are.
We are live.
Okay. All right. Welcome everybody to the unofficial show, Two Arcturians and the Nazarene. And we got Gareth
Walking.
and Katie and coming back every week at the same time, same day, depending on where you are in the world. It's either on the Tuesday or the Wednesday. The content has been incredible. It's the type of content I turned Soulogy back on for because it's starting to spread where we're connecting the dots with so many things that haven't been shared, things beyond the clickbait and the sensational stuff, not to take anything away from that, but, as I was talking with another collaborator, we're kind of marrying the soul's journey with the intel, and both of them being the experience of the soul and the human, and really the human soul. So yeah, it's a great pleasure to have them here. We've gotten a lot of good feedback from people. We're starting to get some clips out, and we've had a few come out from this show, and they're really, really popping. People are wanting to know where to watch the full episodes and stuff, and we'll be putting that stuff together over the rest of this month and making things easier for people to access to. But the whole initiative as we've gotten into 2025 has been spontaneous, intuitive, creative, imaginative, and courageous. Okay, which is kind of how this started because I put the call out and Gareth says, my team has been telling me I need to come out and play, and I'd like to come do it here. And I'm like, okay. And then 3 weeks later, Katie joins, and there's something to be said for what they're creating here. And I'm very honored and privileged to be able to facilitate and support that and allow people to focus on what they do best. And so buckle up because every one of these shows is fast and furious, and they don't pause at all. And you're going to see the human, you're going to see the soul, you're going to see the alien in us, the elemental, the angelic. It's a beautiful initiative, and the content's tremendous. And we're just working our way out of the algorithms after being suppressed again. So if you could share this to, your page or to a group, just one, that'd be great. And help us to drive the algorithms in our favor so more people can come into contact with this content. Because as we know, at this point, once it comes into our awareness, there's almost an instant transformation. So thank you, Gareth. Thank you, Katie. I'm going to check out, and I'll have you in my earbuds as I'm doing the other things that I do. Y'all take care.
Thanks, Todd.
Okay.
Thanks,
Take care.
Todd. Thanks. Right on 11:11.
Oh, get out. Of course it
See, you
is.
can't make this shift up, man.
You can't make this shift up. And that intro, no pressure or anything, Todd. No pressure. Oh my God.
Welcome to
Thanks, Todd.
welcome to the ascension.
Yeah, right?
This isn't some bush league bubblegum bullshit.
No, it's
This
It's
is the
not.
getting
real
real.
deal. All
It's
right.
getting real.
I'm
Very
checking
real.
out. I'll see
All
y'all.
right.
Bye
Thanks,
bye.
Todd.
So, Katie, life, the
So
universe, and everything.
42.
42. 42.
Yeah, life right now is really hard.
Yep.
When I
Any,
when I read the room, when I'm on live calls, when I'm in the communities I'm in, everyone's feeling this. And like that's how I know it's all God. Like that's how
yeah,
I know we're in control of very little of what's happening.
exactly. Yes. Yeah. The trick is to relax into that. Easy to say.
Tell that to the story of Katie, because I'm not a real fan of the stories of a lot of people right now.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah. I think we all feel the same way. Certainly every conversation I'm having and the way I feel. It's just the alternative. What is it? Living like getting a clear enough experience of the alternative, well then no problem. But I think that's the thing that though, isn't it? That it comes because you make room for it to come. It just doesn't come straight away when we want.
It
But
doesn't
we were
come
talking
the
about
way that, yeah, we were on a call before we got on this call, and it's just, you're walking the opposite direction that you've walked your whole life. And after you and I were talking, I was on a call with some of my girlfriends. We're in a 13 Holy Nights group since Christmas, and we get on the phone once a month, and I don't know, a lot of talk about the death of self. I mean, not really specifically, but like that's how I look at a lot of this. It's the Katie I thought I was just keeps dying every single day. But it was a Katie I manufactured. And I can't do anything about how fast this goes. Stop looking at the chats. I'm talking to you.
sorry, I'm listening. I am listening. I was just saying hi. Hi, Roseanne. I'll say who
My friend
Chase,
Wendy's on. She's so sweet and loving. She's always supporting me.
Netflix Love. Hi, everyone. Thanks for being here, by the way. Sorry, you keep going. Sorry about
All right. I don't even know what to say at this point. I'm so over everything. I walk around my house and I look at all these things that I could do and get done, and I have no interest in doing it. And then all of a sudden, I get 8 things done in an afternoon. And it's because like I got some divine guidance to do it, like an inspiration to do it. When I looked at it and dreaded it, but old Katie would have powered through and done them, but not nearly with the intention and love and thought,
awareness. I was just going to say that.
aware.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
And that's
yeah.
the gift, isn't it? But the thing is, and inspiration is the key word. It's not, you can't will inspiration into being. You just got to be available to it. And that's like, yeah, the old Katie would have powered through it, saying we've all got that version of ourselves, but it's not the same thing as connection. So when you stop because you can't feel anything anymore, it takes a while to get that connection back.
I was telling the girls on the call, I can look around, I can see the beautiful sunshine and the gorgeous day, and I don't care. I know the nature and the sun in my bum or in my eyes or on my skin is healing and beautiful and wonderful. And there is such a level of apathy that I don't care. Like, what kind of person is like that? And I don't understand it. I can't explain it. It's like I'm dead. It's like I'm on autopilot. And I was also telling them, I think my body hurts so much. And it's like from inactivity. You couldn't pay me to move. You couldn't pay me to walk out my door. It has to be my decision on my time. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how to
Mhm.
say that. I don't know how to say that. But
Yeah, yeah, I think.
I can hear you.
Well, it's giving you power away, isn't it? So to something you never questioned before, so we give our power away to it, and then we don't get anything. You get to a point where you're so disconnected you can't feel anything anymore. So what's the point of everything you're doing? And that causes you to question what's the problem. But disempowerment ultimately, we give our power away to this way of being that we never questioned before.
How do I get the joy back? How do I don't know. I can't imagine liking it here again.
Well, this is, I reckon, why Ramana Maharshi said, find the one who cares, because the first thing you feel is self-judgment. It's getting all the judgment out of the way that it's wrong to feel that way is hard as
Yeah,
well. You've got to
yeah,
experience it, It's got to be real. Like it's gonna bring that out. Because, like you said, what sort of person feels that way?
yeah. I'm totally judging my entire experience with all of this
Exactly, and that's
because,
half the problem, I think. The intensity of it.
well, I asked you earlier, I'm like, after 3 years of talking to me, aren't you ever questioning, like, oh my God, when is she finally gonna get it? Like, when is the thing gonna be, like, when is she gonna be fixed? Because, like, I still have those moments, those glimmers of, like, I don't know, watching something on Instagram and saying, and thinking, oh, maybe that's the thing that'll make me want to be alive again. And then I go, no, that's what I thought last year. And I did that thing and I'm still here.
Right. Yeah, but like I keep saying to you, you went straight to 0 point, which is being, like, just pure being.
Yeah, but it's been 6 years.
You
And
went
it
all the
feels
way.
like I'm going backwards. It
Yes,
feels
you are.
worse.
You are going backwards. That's exactly what's happening. And it compresses the further back you go because the spiral gets tighter, but you get deeper to the core, which also feels like a lot, but that's exactly what's been happening. And don't forget 25 years with antidepressants, which is a suppressant. So there's a lot of unmet emotional energy.
I don't know
Uh,
too many people who are this checked out of life.
no,
I don't. I don't know that.
I've met more. I've got to say, I've come into contact with more in the last 2 years than ever.
Yeah. I don't want anything to
5 years.
do with celebrations, holidays, birthdays. Not interested in going to nieces graduate or weddings, or I'll never go to another funeral. I can say that point blank. Not going. Death isn't real. Not interested in celebrating anything. Like what my sister used to make fun of my house at Christmas saying, oh, it looks like Santa Claus threw up in here. It was decorated from top to toe. I don't want to get my ornaments out. I don't want to do any of it. And I don't understand why.
Yeah, now that's what I'm saying. Being like that core thing. What's the reason? Because that question, why, it goes all the way back to why am I here? What's the point? So, that negative, unmet emotional energy from 25 years, it's based on the idea that you are fundamentally wrong as you are. So it carries that. But it's unknown. There's no names in there. So it's just one black thing called that.
It's a
So
void.
we experience all the energy through that mind filter. So it looks like a complete blackout. That's how you experience it. But that question being so powerful, it's the most powerful force in your experience is that question, why? What's the truth, in other words? So nothing can survive. It's why you're getting all of it all at once. You go right to the core. What's the reason for being? And then all the distortion of this reality can't conform to that answer. So it gets pulled out and shown and lived through. It's a reversing back in time to the point where you gave your power away. So it feels like fuck you is a big part of it.
Yeah, I guess there is a fuck you to it.
Mm.
But like I gave my power away to people who didn't even know they were taking my power. Like they
No,
didn't
and
know
that's
either.
that's right.
Right,
But
but in leaving, everyone's angry. Like why can't we just all be lovingly in our own spaces? Why is there gotta be contention and discomfort and all this bullshit? It's like
You were there before you got angry, so you got to go back through being angry to get back there. Though that's the thing. So you've got to honor the anger as having a place, but it's got to have its place, like not be overblown or turn into something else either. It's a symptom of a problem, which is, ultimately it doesn't exist. It's a mental construct that you aren't lovable as you are. So you're just experiencing directly every moment the truth and not knowing the impact, the willingness you've got to see it is having on everything you're living through. That's why that's what Ramana Maharshi said, being willing to see. The only way to know fear isn't real is to let it come and get you. But you can't let it go. All you can do is be willing to see it and it will let you go as well.
Yeah, we had kind of an epiphany moment on the phone earlier where I said, do you view me as fearful? Because I don't
Oh,
feel, I'm not afraid of
yeah,
anything.
yeah,
I'm
that's
not
right.
afraid of death. I'm not afraid of New World Order. I'm not afraid of digital IDs. I'm not afraid of any illness because it's all fake and gay. Like, I don't fucking care. I'm angry because I know these things I can't explain. And anyone I ever used to love doesn't know these things. And I don't have any evidence to back up these things. So I look batshit crazy. And I don't want to talk to anybody who can't hear it. And that's judgment on my part.
Yeah, and round and round and round.
Yeah,
We can, mm.
it's a total
But we
loop.
said it wasn't your fear directly, but you having to pour energy into this need.
And then I said, like, how do you, I mean, I guess people do it every day. How do you reinvent yourself at age 55? Like, I don't even know what I like. One of the lovely women on the call said, find an art class. And I just instantly, ugh, then I have to be around people. Like not the art class. So, the idea was beautiful. She's an artist herself, a very good one. But there is nothing I want to do this away. There's nothing I want to do to fix this,
Don't
but I
touch it.
want this fixed. I
Yeah.
don't get that. It feels lazy. It feels contradictory. It feels like oppositional. I don't know. I guess I have to trust the process. Just
Yes,
let
and I was
God.
just going to say, it's the only thing that works is to just let that be there, because it's probably the big problem you've got is the thinking around it. That's that judgment from other people that you took on, because is it true?
I just watched. I just watched the funniest YouTube reel from I think it was Mad TV or something, and the comedian and actress Mo Collins and Bob Newhart, and she goes in and he's a therapist. And the whole thing is, he charges $5 for the first 5 minutes and then the rest of it's free, and she doesn't understand why or whatever. And like if 2 minutes in, he's like, okay. She tells him she's scared of being buried alive, and then he tells her, he's like, okay, I'm going to say 2 words to you. Okay. And she's like, oh, should I write this down? And he's, very Bob Newhart way. He's like, well, normally we expect people can remember 2 words. And she's like, all right. And she's waiting, because she thinks she's claustrophobic. She's scared of being buried alive. It's overtaking her day, her life. It's making it miserable. And he says, like, okay, 2 words. Are you ready? And she's like, yeah. And she's listening. He's like, stop it. Just stop it.
Just
And
stop it.
she's like, what? Just stop it? What does that mean? He's like, if you don't understand, stop it. I can't help you. But it goes on. It's like I don't know, 9 or 10 or 12 minute reel, and it's absolutely hilarious. And the end of it, he's like, okay, I'm gonna tell you 2 words followed by 10 words. And he says, stop it, or I'm gonna bury you alive in a box.
Oh,
So it just like it came back around, but it was really, really funny. I sent it to Mike. He's saying it's really funny.
you got to show me a clip. I've got to look it up.
I'll
I
send it.
like it. He's great, Bob Newhart too.
Yeah. But I mean, that's it. Like, it's just as simple. Like, the solution to everything that everyone's feeling right now is just stop it. Like,
Mm. Yeah.
but therein is a judgment as well. It's not really dealing with anything. It's not having a higher awareness or emotional maturity about this. It's just stop it. That's just more suppression. But it's Bob Newhart, so it's fucking
Yeah, there
hilarious.
is a way to stop it. It's just finding the one that works. And
I
it's
haven't
like
done that.
it stops itself because it's self-evident, but you're getting to that point. It's like you can't fathom what will do that. Mm.
I can't. And I think
No,
social
I'm
media
just
is probably hurting me because while it's curated by me, it's also showing me all these people in this community, in this spiritual, acknowledging the spiritual war we're in right now, and yet having their coaching business and hosting retreats and going on la la la, kumbaya. And I'm just overall can't do this away. I'd love to
yes.
do this away.
Fuck. Wouldn't it be so much simpler if that worked?
I'd love to do this away.
However, you know, it's just finding the way that works strips you of everything that you thought was you but wasn't and was actually half the problem, bringing up a whole shitload of emotions along the way that you wish you didn't have to deal with.
I really
But
like who I've always been. I just think I lived so unconsciously.
yeah, it's a good way to put it because fun. That's it. It's really that simple. It's really that simple.
I love me. I love my humor and my kindness and all that, but
You're just learning where the line is. That serves you and everyone's highest good.
I don't know what to talk about anymore. Talk, Gareth. Talk about what's happening on the planet. Tell me some good news.
Or what are people are talking about in the chat?
Mike H says he doesn't want to do shit either. It feels so weird. And spoken words talking about detoxing. Yeah, multiple people today have said, Katie, you have to remember that you were on antidepressants for 25 years, that it's not going to be overnight, that you handle these things, or I don't know how to say it. I don't know how to say it because there's such a an awareness, but something's wrong. There, like, and
Yeah.
that's not even, I'm not even saying it from a judgment point of view. Something's wrong. Like, I can't feel the joy that I can bring everybody. I can't tap into wanting to be here.
Do you feel like that will change?
My gauge
Well,
is being My gauge has told me maybe I need an invitation with God. He's being a smartass. No, I can't. I don't know. I feel broken. I don't. Everyone's got a thing or a way or a practice. I feel like I have a practice. If I didn't have a practice, I'd be dead, right? I feel like I'm doing something because I'm still here, which death
yeah.
isn't even real, but
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
comparison. It's just comparison.
Yes. But do you feel it's possible that it will pass?
I absolutely know it will. I'm really impatient for it. The reason I'm here is because I know it will. It just, I'm hyper. I can't even, no words work. I'm sitting
Yes.
here judging everything I'm saying.
Yeah.
I'm sitting here saying, oh shit, did I say that on a previous show and nobody wants to hear that again? I'm sitting here panicking that I have nothing interesting to say. And like, I have tons to say. I just don't know what to say.
Oh man, you're saying a lot just talking about it. This is the sort of stuff no one
Nobody's
really
talking about. The
is
other thing
talking.
nobody's talking about, oh my God, I wrote it down. I wrote a whole thing about it, is being in service. I think I talked about this with Anne. This whole being in service. Like old paradigm, old world way of being in service was like, working on a soup kitchen, donating clothes or food or time or money, like volunteering here or there. And
Yeah.
I can't do that. Being in service at this point is loving yourself so unapologetically that you're contributing to the collective with your loving energy. And I get really irritated by everyone. Being in service isn't the old paradigm way of being in service.
Yeah. How would you see it now? Like, what do you think's
Well, I'm
shifted?
being in service doing what I'm doing, being authentically me. I mean, I share myself with a choice number of people in texts and phone calls. I do this show with you every week. I do not go and do things I don't want to do because I don't think that helps anybody at this point. I am so authentically me. Lori Ladd on our community just asked everybody, on a scale of 1 to 10, where do you feel you are in being authentic? And my first response, and I wrote it down, is like, I am a 10 10 10 10. And like I
You can.
cannot lie. I can't flower and sunshine and butterfly this away. But I have so much to say and I don't even know how to say it anymore. It's like I'm being blocked.
I just think you're going somewhere you've never been before with this perspective. You just don't have the words for it yet. But they come next. And like you say, you're impatient for it. You want to know why. I think personally, you in balance, you're driven by and I relate to this so much, like a massive curiosity about life. Like that's where you get joy from. Just engaging with that way of wonder, of curiosity about life and exploring it, just for the sake of that. And then you get pulled into love about obligation and you get pulled into a lot of stories. Everyone's got a story running that's subconscious, and it just takes that wonder out. Becomes everything becomes strategic, and you can be ignorant of the impact it's having on you for a very long time, but eventually it catches up with you. You can feel like it's you that does this stuff, living life. Like it's a mode of how to live life that we kind of automatically pulled into that isn't natural to us.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like doing things for the sake of doing them or saying you've done them. It's like it's the I was telling you earlier, the most mundane tasks in the house. I am not a lazy person. I am a very hard worker. Which is another matrixy thing to
Yeah.
say, but it's totally matrixy thing to say. But what I'm saying is like, I love to do a job really well, right? And I love to take care of my home and be surrounded by pretty, clean, happy, cheerful things, right? Everything irritates me right now. Everything irritates me. The mundane tasks make me mad. Not because I don't want to do it and I'm like, lazy or shirking responsibilities. They make me angry. I was talking to Anne. I'm like, Dust Bunny, I'm going to name it before I'm going to hoover it. Like, I just, like, don't care. I don't care.
Katie, it makes me There's something about the spirit with which you're doing this that makes me smile in a good way.
Thank God Chase has questions come up. Stacy Sunshine. Hi, love.
Oh,
Um,
Stacey.
so the manner in which I'm doing this, which is basically suicidal ideation, wishing I wasn't here every single day, makes you smile. I know you've told me I haven't lost my sense of humor, and that's really powerful.
Yeah, yeah, that kind of that question. I think personally the spirit behind right now it's overtaken by the inversion, so it's all dark. Why that
So
question?
dark.
But fundamentally, that's where you connect to the light again. That way of wonder. I wonder what that will be like experiencing X, Y, or Z.
I get I get
My questions
excited
aren't
at the idea
loading.
that Chase. Oh,
Chase
Chase, you can
texting.
text. She can text them to me. Um. So. Oh, except I think Chase is driving. She might be driving.
She,
Um.
she sounds
And
like she already has.
like
She
everyone
texted.
has suggestions. Everyone has suggestions for how to fix this, and everyone offers, Katie, you can always call me if you need me. Like half the people in chat, you can call. I don't want to call anybody. I don't want to talk to anybody. I love all of them. I don't have anything. There's no talking. There's no. That's another form of doing this away to me.
Yes.
It's the most wonderful, generous, loving offer. And I know where everyone's coming from, but I don't want to, I
Mm.
don't know.
You wish you could connect, but there's nothing in you to connect from, and you can't lie about that,
No,
and you
no,
can't deny it. And
no.
that's the best place you can be. That's
A couple, a couple of our mutual friends have told me they miss me. And I'm like, I love you. I don't miss anybody. I don't miss my own son. I miss the way maybe I used to look at the world with a little more ignorance and naivete. I miss I maybe even miss the Katie, I don't know, the oblivious Katie. I don't know. I don't miss anybody. I don't miss anybody.
yeah. Well,
I don't know if it's because I have a higher perspective of this. There's no urgency. I have no urgency or need for anyone or anything. Nothing.
see now that's a different thing to being overwhelmed by needing to know and not knowing. See, that's a different thing because there's a purpose behind it then, and it leads somewhere which you're open about because that's the important part. You'd be surprised where it brings you back to that connection, feeling that like that love in other people but from a deeper level within you. What happens?
Oh, Chase is telling me she
Oh
texted him
yeah,
to me. All right, but I'm looking.
they're looking to make the
Oh,
transition with us.
she's Chase is curious about Candace Owens. Was that it, Chase?
There's one
What
in the chat.
happens when they do? Oh, Gareth said they got in the chat. They're looking to make the transition with us. They, as in the interference dark forces. What transition? Why do they want to come with us? Could they actually come with us? And what happens if they do? Okay. This
Yeah,
is really good. The
sure.
transition, the paradigm shift.
Yeah, so we're going through the biggest paradigm shift in the history of the human race, and one that's actually the way it's happening is unique in the history of the universe. So that was described to me by God as the transition. That's what he calls it. But there's a lot in what that is, but basically we're coming back to full fifth dimensional consciousness, which is our natural state. At the moment, we're very, very physically dense. God said about the human race, you are the most physically dense race in the universe. So that's changing. But this 3D density, it's not our true nature. We're only really running at 10%. So we relate to the fifth dimension part of ourselves as our higher self when you start getting into divination arts and the spiritual path is about connecting with the higher self. Well, that self, if you like, has never gone anywhere. It's just that we can only access it in a disconnected way. So that's going to change a big time. That's already underway. We've already gone into the fifth dimension as of a couple of years ago, I believe. I can't quite
So,
remember.
so the they that Chase is referring to, those of the interference, are looking to make the transition with us. What?
Mhm. That's where the reason why we are in the state we're in comes in. So those of the interference are a group that's based around, there are ET civilizations, but it's based around what in Star Wars, the analogy would be the Emperor. In, let's say, the way God described this element, he called it the one that fell.
Right. Don't
Um,
people in current culture call that the Nephilim?
oh no, that would be the Nephilim would be part of the ET state
Oh,
layer.
okay.
The one
Okay.
that fell is the opposite, the illusion that there's an opposite to God, but it's really a form of ego. It's the ego that wants to be in control of life. To do that, you've got to be in the position God's in, but that means you've got to be eternal. But the ego can't be either. So the one that fell is that part of the universe that's trying to be separate eternally. The ego that controls. So it's Satan.
So Chase is
He,
asking, is it possible for them to make the transition with us?
it isn't, no. And my understanding is that it never was really possible the way they wanted it to be or needed it to be, because that gets back to the opposite side of this transition wave, which think of it as a frequency rise, which is basically what it is. The Earth's, the planet's core frequency is being pushed right up by the sun's core frequency, which is going through the roof. So that's
Yeah.
what's causing all of the stuff around it to happen. Well,
That's
at the
like the
second,
Schumann resonance that
exactly,
everyone's
yeah,
talking about, the solar flares everyone's talking
solar flares,
about.
you name it.
And
Yeah,
we resonate same frequency
as the planet.
as the planet.
Yeah, the human
So
body
our resonance, our
frequency is going.
frequency is rising right along with the planet.
That's right.
But so that's how they explain the body pains and aches and flu symptoms and all of
Exactly.
that. I mean, are we becoming more crystalline from the inside out? Is what
Yeah.
they say as well. Like we need less food,
Mhm.
right? Our
Yep.
self-healing capabilities are coming back online. All of our clairs are being activated, right?
Mhm. Yep. But the bit that no one really talked about or was aware of is the impact of the psychological and emotional patterns that we got into subconsciously, because
Seriously.
that's what controls our experience of the physical. So yes, our frequency is going up physically, but it's forcing us to become aware of and deal with those subconscious patterns that were working against us that we took on. Because that's where our power is, that's what we give our power away to. We don't question these patterns that we act from, but it's like an addiction. We need to manage
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
impact of the world around us is having on us.
An addiction we didn't know we had
Yes.
until we had the awareness
Until the awareness starts
of the
getting,
addiction, right?
yeah.
Like my self-judgment is, and my judgment of the world out there is so apparent to me now that I can rein it back in and see it for what it is, right? But it's so at the same so I've come farther than I ever give myself credit for because I'm so busy judging myself, which the higher me sees that I'm judging myself. Right? So like I love all of humanity, a big part of emotion. I just did a post of this on Instagram today. Holy shit. That can't make this shift up, Todd. So like the emotional maturity really involves not being angry at the person, being
Yeah,
because you see where the behavior came from. You don't like the behavior, you love the person. You don't like the story of the person, you love the truth of who they are.
exactly.
Because we're all kind of under we're in a vice grip.
It's just you got to get to that perspective for real by going through all the perspectives that are the opposite, that are all part of your subconscious layer of the program that we took on. They have to be met in a sequence that leads you
Yeah,
back through time to back to the truth of who you are, which,
it's
as Ramana said, is untouched by any of it.
it's why you
Then you're free.
always say to me when I've had, rage at a situation or anger at my mother or my something in my home or out there in the world, you're like, no, 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 allow the feeling. Absolutely. You're human. You're here for the human experience. Allow the feeling. Just have the
Yeah,
higher perspective.
to have its place. It has a
Yeah.
place, or it isn't. Yeah, let it be there.
My
And then
lights
it
are
shows you where
flickering.
you got it wrong. By contrast, then the false layer of your belief system leaves you because you see what's true. So you don't have to do the change. You just got to be willing to see the truth.
Right.
That
All day
change
long.
happens. That's it.
Yeah, the
And for a
change
long time,
just
you don't
happens.
see anything.
Right, right. So that's why you say I've gone to ground zero or 0 point, ground zero. You've gone to 0 point and you ask the question all day long, is it the truth? Because
Yes.
thoughts will go in my head all the time about
But you
me,
know
my family, my son, my mother. And I'll go, is that true?
and
And
see the part
almost
of you,
always it's not true.
see the
So
part of you that's
crazy.
in charge now.
What?
Part of you that's in charge now is your heart connection. Because you'll know it when you feel it. And you know that's your only way. You know there's a truth out there. You have no clue what it is, but you'll know it when you feel it.
Yeah, yeah. I was talking to the girls on the call before. When I feel truth, I yawn. Like when I visited my girlfriend in Boston, Melanie, I spent the whole time yawning. I kept telling her, I'm like, I hope you know I am not bored with you. My soul is responding to truth. My
Yes.
soul is feeling safety. I yawn, I get chills head to toe.
It's great that you do that, that you're very expressive. Because if you feel like crying, you cry. If you feel like crying, laugh. It's just there's the emotional range of emotional expression that you allow to be there and vulnerable to is fantastic, and it's going to really work for you.
Ha, thank you. I spent 20 minutes on the call with the girls crying. I spent 20 minutes on the phone with you crying. I'm on this call right now trying to be completely authentic and I can't make myself cry if I tried.
Well, you laugh is good. Um, I'm not very good at keeping in
No, you're
touch.
not. Stop doing it.
Yeah, I'll shut up now.
Ignore it. Leave that to me or something. Talk about stuff. I don't know if Chase feels like we answered her
Oh no,
question.
no, yeah. So those are the interference. They 12,500 years ago, we went through a very similar process to what's happening now. In fact, the opposite side of the energy wave that's happening now. So there's a history to what's happening now that goes all the way back through human civilization that we know about, plus way back in the past. So they messed with us and we let them. That's the key part. We took
Right.
it on.
Right.
We bought the lie, and that's where the transaction happens, in the buying of the lie, not the telling of it. So we have to take responsibility for that. But they messed with us, and by doing that, they were caught in a trap, the human race. They decided, through the one that fell, decided to use us as a vehicle to get his plan to take over the universe. It does sound like Star Wars. I get it, but there's a reason for that. Anyway, the plan was to take over races physically, physical races who do have a fifth dimensional connection, because that's what God said. All self-aware life is five-sided. So five aspects, the fifth dimension is the spirit. And the reason God gave the name Tom is because that T symbol symbolizes how that the top crossbar is the 9 dimensions. So the center one is the fifth dimension. So it emulates the white light that comes from 0 point, which is that one true source of everything. And then it becomes like colored light. So that's dimensional. You can call it, the fifth dimension's in the middle. So the first 4 dimensions physically, 1 to 4, are on the left. That's the physical dimensions and time. Then on the right are the spiritual dimensions that get more feminine and go higher up to 9. And then it keeps on going from there. So us shutting down from direct connection to that fifth dimension happened through a free will choice we made in the Atlantean epoch era, which led to what God called the destruction. So that deactivated our DNA. It had a whole lot of ramifications. It changed the way the planet spun. So it facilitated going into the dark side of the ego, what he called the ego that controls, which is the sum total of all the ego that controls energy of all the civilizations in the universe, is what supports the one that fell. So everything he does is about keeping that going. That's why God said, the time for religion is over. We do not need your worship. That's a way of getting energy, believing in the dark side of the ego. So that
Right.
shut us down physically. So we've been playing out this, what he called the bottlenecking of souls. They've kept us shut down, spinning around and around in circles, and victim perpetrator is what the Arcturians call it, spinning around in circles like a suppressive technique, whilst they figured out how can we use the light space vehicle and their free will choice, steer them to a point where they make a single choice as one race, to allow totalitarianism, essentially to allow the empire to give all your free will, disconnect from your soul, the core planet, and give all your free will to the one that fell. How can we get them to do that and make it work, so that when this energy wave comes back, and because it was going to happen in 2025, it's rapid in the 2020s, that we'll be at the right point, so that we can use that energy wave through free will to get us to take over the whole galaxy in one go, because
Yep.
we're a conclusion of the galaxy.
Yep. I keep coming up, not against, but coming up with teachers. Like I was listening to Janine Morijo. I'm in her community, and she did a quick chat with Abby Wynn, and I love Abby Wynn, and I love Janine Morijo. And there are going to be some people who don't wake up. There are some who, we have free will on this planet. We don't have to wake up. We can choose not to come along. That whole splitting of the earth thing. Multiple people say that. I've even disagreed with someone I love dearly, lovingly disagreed, that not everyone's going to wake up. Do you know how many people, because they can't wrap their minds around the scope of this, and my response is always loving. It's like, okay, maybe I'm wrong, but what part of we are all one consciousness don't you understand? Like, not to sound condescending or shitty, but
No,
we are
but
all one consciousness. And everything I've learned from you, in 1997, we reached critical mass. Enough of us chose the light that everyone else, whether aware of it or not, are being brought right through to where we're all going. No one's left behind. We're all going to basically catch up, whether we're kicking and screaming or not.
Yes.
Disclosure is happening. The energy frequency is rising. The systems are crumbling. I just keep saying, no, there's no splitting. There's nobody left behind. Everyone you love is going to know what you know.
Yeah.
We're all one. But it really falls on deaf ears because nobody's holding the space for it to be so big, too big for our human minds to comprehend. And I get
And
that. I can't comprehend it. I just understand it and fully believe it. The
good.
concept of one being, nobody can be left behind.
That's exactly right. And that's another thing with the clever way they use mind control, because whether you're a scientist or not, you've been impacted by Descartes. And
Oh yeah, I think
or
therefore
and
I am.
yeah, and this
Yeah.
this sort of scientific viewpoint that was brought in to control free thinking, basically, and a separation, and everything's about component parts. Yeah.
Ooh, Chase asked a really good question. Am I interrupting or something you needed to say
I was
though?
just
Because
going to
I
say
did not.
materialism, materialistic.
Materialism, right. Yeah,
Externalism, external.
materialism, the physical. Yeah, we're going from here to here where we should have been all along.
Yeah,
Yeah. Okay, so
where the
Chase's question is so good. Is it possible that friends and family of ours are also part of the interference, or do they operate together in the shadows and it's clear because they don't socialize with us? And in a sense, I can answer that because all of us are in a sense a part of the interference because we were programmed until we woke up and severed the programming, had the awareness, had the higher perspective, the consciousness. So
yeah,
all of us absolutely were playing as interference.
that's right. See,
Right.
a good analogy in the Matrix is the agents. So there's two ways to look at the agents in the Matrix. It's conditioning, really. It's mind control, but it acts as conditioning. So when the agents come through somebody, that Neo will trigger them. He'll attract someone's attention, and then by them look, because they're walking along in a daze, and then
Yeah.
suddenly he'll snap towards Neo because something's about him has attracted their attention. That's important. They've triggered. He's triggered them,
Right.
and then the agents come through them. So they're not it's not them talking, and it's not them
Right.
behaving that way. It's this product of being in a mind control environment, psychological warfare that's doing the talking.
It's a very good analogy, Gareth. That's a
It
really good.
is. It
It's
is. So the
not.
difference, it's not direct. Well, the difference is once Neo wakes up to that fact that there's this thing, this presence coming through, he sees it a layer deeper. Now he's talking to those of the interference. So they're using psychological warfare. When you know about the weapon psychological warfare and how it's playing out in the fabric of our society, how we think and operate, and how the media plays it. Once you see that, you're connected directly to the people who are running it.
Yes.
Hence,
Okay.
we're
So
talking about having
So
interference.
that brings me back to the in service question, the living in service.
Okay.
Blah. Everyone thinks of it on a very 3D, physical, soup kitchen, volunteering, donating, charitable fucking way. And I am here to say, because we are all one consciousness and somebody had to go first, those of us who are awake, as we hone our skills, as we see the programming, as we continue to expand our awareness and our consciousness, we are in service to the collective with our very heart centered mindset evolving towards heart and love and light. That
Mhm.
is in service. Some of the hardest work some of us are doing is absolutely nothing. Not exactly what Ann said in the chat a minute ago. We are not playing the 3D game anymore. And it's extremely uncomfortable. Once you stop playing the games all of our friends and family are playing,
Yeah.
we look cold, we look cruel, we look unloving. We actually are extremely loving, empathic, warm. We cannot partake in those activities. They no longer hold us because they're hooks. It's like Anne talked about watching TV. Once you know the programming, once you see the programming, by all means, watch the TV you want. You're undoing the programming by recognizing the programming, not buying into it, muting the commercials, whatever it is you do. The being in service looks very different than being in service was our entire lives. We were programmed to do for others before ourselves, give to others before ourselves. I see the programming so clearly now. Progressive has these commercials now about the progressive girl, Flo, I think is her name, talking to prospective customer, and the customer works so hard, and now all of her shit is like what's it called, insured, right? And she says, and you can go on vacation, and the customer says, well, what's that? And then Flo continues to give all these definitions for what insurance is, and the customer still has, or what vacation is, and the customer still has no idea what vacation is. Like, that to me is very direct programming, that we are a society to work and produce and not enjoy and live and love. And there's another commercial, also progressive, where Flo and the prospective customer actually go on vacation. They're seen in a beachfront condo or whatever, and the two of them are looking at the sunset, and then the two of them, oh, I have way too much to do for this, and they leave their vacation. Like, I see this in programs all the time. Leaving the vacations, not understanding what a vacation, it's subtle to those without the eyes to see it, but it's obvious to the rest of us. They are programming us, and have been for decades and decades, to be workhorses, to be feeding them our loosh, to work 9 to 5, have no time for, like, that whole attack on the sacred masculine and the divine feminine. Like, get the woman out of the house, get the kids in the state school, tax 2 people instead of 1, weaken the family system, make all masculinity toxic. Like, it's so obvious that I don't like being out there because they don't know it yet. And so I don't like it out there. I'm pointing at my window for everybody who doesn't know what I'm pointing at. I just, I have so much discomfort. And then you would say, well, then you're not authentically being you. Well, no, I am authentically being me. I don't like being around you because you won't even entertain that other way of thinking. Because at this point, you've said this to me a million times, Gareth, that at this point, the evidence is right there in front of us. It's cognitive dissonance keeping you from seeing the truth if you're not seeing the truth. At this point, everyone's saying nobody can save you because the evidence is in front of you. COVID evidence, government evidence, education evidence, medical evidence. It's all in front of you. If you're not seeing it, you want to be programmed.
Nothing. And that's getting back to the split earth thing, and people not being able to wrap their heads around how those people are going to come round. That's and the fact that we are a single consciousness. That's why the mind control worked, because it got such a high percentage of us caught up in it that everyone else, yes, we have free will, but you've got to operate within the range of collective belief as well. So there's a flow of an impact of the flow of free will that the human race makes
Yeah.
on each member.
Yeah.
It's not just you doing what you want. You have free will, absolutely, but
Mhm.
the impetus to play the game is too great because you're a collective consciousness. So that's how the mind control worked, and that's what waking up to it, the effect it has is because we're a collective consciousness, everybody is going to be impacted by that knowledge coming in and being made available. Like you say, the evidence isn't a problem. Now,
Yeah.
letting the evidence exist so that you can get past does it exist and look at what the ramifications are. Now we're talking. And that's what's coming. And it doesn't matter who you are or where you are on whatever spectrum of thinking about any topic. Once the controlled narrative is fully exposed by that process, which is going to happen, once that's fully exposed in a way that can't be argued with, they have nowhere else to go because nothing in their belief system is off limits now, and they'll know it. Like you say, it's subtle, it's everywhere, it's very, very cleverly done. They are
Yeah.
experts in mind control, they're experts in social engineering, they're experts in using perspective and perception and manipulating it to steer decision making. They're experts in it. Absolutely. But at the same time, their ability to think creatively is limited in a way ours isn't. So thinking
Yeah.
your way around a problem is it's very asymmetrical. And having a fifth dimensional connection, direct fifth dimensional connection, which is something they don't have because their connection is to the one that fell. So the level of strategic awareness that you can connect to by asking for help and trusting your intuition, the level of awareness you can connect to about how to move the human race through this process is divine. It's like there's no other perspective. So they've been outmaneuvered at every level the whole
Yep.
time.
Yep.
There's
Yep.
nothing
Yep.
they can do that's
Well,
not been strategically met.
you said to me numerous times you can't go against God and win.
No,
So, I mean, this was doomed from the beginning.
from the
But
start.
yeah, so let me just read Chase's question, except I should go back to the other one up there. But Gareth, in your first episode on Soulogy, you told Todd there were 3 movies allowed in Hollywood that expressed truth. The first was Star Wars, but you didn't mention the other 2. Was The Matrix another one?
Yes. The
Okay,
Matrix is
so
another one.
Star
And
Wars, Matrix,
Star Trek.
and that's what I thought because Roddenberry channeled that. I have another question which came up, which I sent you something on Instagram, unless you have something to say to this.
Oh, no, no, go
Okay,
for it.
okay. I was watching various Supermans over the last couple of months, and I thought some of this just feels real. At this point, some of it feels true. And I think I shared a post with you from YouTube. It was either from the GFL station, which Anne and I adore, or the Chosen Chronicles, which is very similar to the GFL station. But
Right.
it was just a short which started with, and I couldn't believe this is how the universe works. When something's in your field, the universe keeps bringing it in to hit home the truth of it.
Oh,
But
yeah.
the whole post was, you thought Superman was fiction. It isn't. So do you have any direct knowledge about that?
Well, powers, yes. I mean, like the Nazarene said, why are you so amazed all this and more you too shall do, for as I am, so too are you. So the whole thing with being able to manipulate physical matter, like actually transform physical matter. I know that, like there's pictures of Tibetan monks meditating and they're like a foot off the ground,
Yep.
just sitting there hovering above the ground. And that there's something about resonant frequency. They can meditate and then they do this circular breathing humming thing that makes the body vibrate. I think it's got something
Yep.
to do with that resonance so that you can, it's almost like an anti-gravity field, kind of works
With
that way. Really cool.
humming and frequency healing and sound healing, but humming
Mm.
sometimes when I'm losing my shit, when I like nothing is helping me, I will just sit there and I will hum.
Great idea.
You can feel it in your head, you can feel it down your lungs, you can feel it all the way down your body. I got like it it just like in a way takes me out of my head, even though it's in my head, it takes me out of my
And
head.
that's exactly right. It puts your awareness well, it puts it in your body, but it expands it out. So it
Yeah,
includes you as well. It's more like, to me, that's how it feels anyway. It feels like I'm less in my head because I'm more expanded out.
yeah,
And there's something relaxing about it too.
yeah.
If you get, it's like surfing.
Yeah, well, what did you just say?
It's like surfing.
Oh, I thought you said slurping. It's
No,
meditative. No, don't. Nobody wants to listen to Gareth
no.
drinking coffee. Nobody. Um, Slurping, serving. Yeah. Well, it's meditative. I'm, and you're talking surfing waves, right? Like this is,
Balance
it's like,
point. There's an energy to it, and there's a balance point to it, and it's got its own momentum, and you're kind of more tapping into it. Yeah, there's a
well, it's
flow.
it's like when I go for Reiki, it's on this vibration bed, all amethyst vibration bed, and she's been working on me for 3 years now, and I walk in and I get on, and she's like, I know, vibration at full tilt. If I am lying on that bed, I want the vibration as high as it can get. Like it's almost like that's the only thing, which is funny coming from someone who doesn't want to move their body. Like right now, I'm so angry in my hell that moving my body doesn't even feel good. It just makes me angry. And it makes me, oh, I gotta go outside the house. Oh, I gotta deal with people. But if I, but it's so funny. Like that level of vibration, it's like the only thing that reaches me.
Switches
It's
off
fun.
that.
Yeah,
Gives it something else. Gives your awareness something else to
something.
focus on, or
Something like make my bones just
to,
I just need that. I got a vibration plate and I use the thing every single day, standing, sitting. I put my fanny on it the other day and turned on the vibration plate and I was like,
use it.
yeah, this is like because I can't make myself leave to go, do whatever exercise I think I fucking need. But I can sit my fanny on my vibration plate and
And
just to move my body.
see, physical. I mean, you're an Aries. You got a lot of Pisces, but you're an Aries too. So
Yeah.
physical action is a way you express.
Yeah.
You're getting energy, moving,
Yeah.
physicality is part of that.
It's so funny when I'm working hard, like when we would chop wood for the fireplace or whatever, or when I'm really intensely cleaning my house or doing something physical, it's like fantastic. But it's this anger and resistance at somehow needing
Getting,
to right now that I don't want to do it at all. Like, fuck
yeah,
you. I'm not going to move. Don't tell me to move. It's like
yeah.
I'm in this, I know I'm in a battle with myself. I'm fully aware of this. But the battle is completely within me and is me, whatever. It's so funny. It's so trippy.
Oh,
I can't make
you
myself.
can laugh. Yeah, you can see it and laugh at it too. That's cool.
Good. Good, because it's really funny. It's retarded. My favorite word, I love saying retarded, is gay and retarded. I am behaving gay and retarded. Like I did Bob Newhart. Katie, stop it.
Yeah, stop it. That's right. The Bob Newhart thing we were talking about.
Chase said vibration played all day, Kate. Chase, I swear to God, I am. I put my feet on it. I stand there. I like bend down, like squat on it, and like
Yeah.
it's, but it's like I don't know. It's almost like it's absolving me of the judgment I have for not moving because I stand there and it moves for me. It's like when my massage, my mom and I would go see our friend Sue for massage, and it was too hard. I didn't like it. But and so I told her, I'm like, it's a little rough, and that's just the way she is built to do really strong massages. A lot of people love it. It's just not for me. So when we discovered after I don't know how many years that I don't like that kind of massage, when I finally started standing up for me, when I finally
See,
said yes,
that's what I'm talking about.
when
That
I
fucking
finally
village.
said, I'm not hurting you, I'm paying for this service, I don't like the way it's done, let's revisit it. I was afraid to tell her that because this is her craft. Who am I to tell
Yeah.
her?
You're catching up on old ground, that's all. So at
I'm
the moment,
catching
like I
up on
said,
all
top
ground.
back, it's
So
all that. The
when
anger at
I finally spoke up for myself,
hmm,
she said, Here, let's try this. And she did shiatsu with me, which is basically the moving of my body by her. I don't lift a finger, I don't do
yeah,
anything. When I had that done, it was like a light bulb went on. It's like, it's like wanting to be an infant. And I've said this in numerous therapy sessions or whatever, and people always clock it because it's like, it's almost like you didn't get the love you needed
exactly.
from a very young age. And now at 55, you want it. You're
That's
playing
and
catch up.
being conscious of it, that there's a need. I mean, how foundational is that? Like not being held in the right spirit as an infant, that
Yeah.
in a way translates somehow into you. Like we pick up on it on some level. So
Yeah,
there's a
nobody did
deficit.
anything wrong. I just
No,
wasn't, it wasn't met. Something wasn't met. And
no. There's a
now I want it. Like I want to be treated like an infant, like not in that weird fetishy way. I want to be cared for. Like so when she was moving my body for me, it wasn't, there was no massage, there was no nothing. It was just this gentle manipulation of my limbs that
without any effort.
calmly without any efforting on my part. It's the effortless efforting. It's so amazing. I it's so funny. I thought about this because my mom's probably on the call listening to how she didn't hold me enough as a baby. But
I'll hear her laughing
I'm
in a minute.
we're gonna hear her laugh downstairs in a second. But like I'm thinking about my son Liam and I'm thinking, oh my God, I couldn't get enough of that kid. I would nibble on him, chew him, hold him, never let him cry, just blow farty bubbles on his neck, on his belly, on his back, and his arm. My mom's cracking up. My mom is cracking up. So I'm sitting here thinking, oh gosh, I hope Liam had like all of those needs met because we know we screw up everywhere.
Yeah,
we
sorry,
screw up
I'm
with
just
our kids. See my light flickering? You
fuck.
guys all see that? It's
Yeah.
been Yeah, it's been doing that. Anyway, somebody said that the technology that like everybody's going around, I'm going all over the place here, but people have been talking a lot about the 3 days of darkness. Like some people think it's going to be an inner thing, and some people think it's going to be, the sun blocking out the sun, and other people think it's going to be like tech and Wi-Fi and all that. And some people say like this is going to start happening, like the glitches in the internet and the glitches in your, devices and the glitches in your lights. And like that's been
Yeah.
happening to me a lot.
Yes. Well, I mean, it's interesting to know. I don't know exactly how this transition is going to play out in the physical and timing and form, but no one does really. But speculating about it that's part of the way of wonder. Like, wow, I wonder how that's going to actually play out.
Yeah.
And um, yeah, like the effect of being aware of the fact something's playing out,
Yeah.
it changes
Yeah.
your relationship to it.
Mike says, yeah, fuck them telling us what to do. um, yeah,
Rocking chairs are awesome too.
rocking chairs are awesome. Oh my God, yeah.
Spoken
I just
word.
want to be moved without moving. It's like Ann and I are always joking. We're already in the 5D. We're not even in 3D. Like what is this? This nonsense. Like what? Why do I have to do this? I think Ann and I are the ones who name our dust bunnies instead of hoovering them. But like I'm like, when is teleportation going to be a thing? Okay. It is not fast enough for me. Like, I mean, maybe there's some level of like, I don't want to move myself. I am not meant to have to move myself.
See, now there you go. Maybe that's the infant. If you had have been able to name it back then, I'm too young to have to move myself. I need you to
To
hold
move me, to hold me, yeah. To
something.
nurture me. Right, right.
That's interesting. We could do a structural constellation on that and see what comes out with Anna.
Oh, Kylie has a question. She says, how do you know what intuition is when what you felt was intuitive and clear before is not longer? I don't know exactly.
That's an
Like,
interesting question. Yeah.
yeah.
Look, in my experience, you've just got to go let the feeling of doubt be there as part of the process. You know, there's a conclusion inherent in that feeling. So, yes, have the doubt that you basically you're saying, do I have what it takes to meet life? You know, you thought you were connected to that in a certain way that it turns out the connection wasn't what you thought it was, or as big or as powerful or as, whatever your version is. There's doubt now. So, but that questioning the doubt itself,
Mm-hmm.
because the whole reason we have a way of moving that it doesn't serve us is because of the doubt. It's
Yep.
not the other way around. The doubt
Nope.
came first, then we gave it form.
Yep.
That form seems to prove the doubt. It seems to be that way round. But
And
by whole,
now with this great awakening, our intuition, it's not coming back online. We're finally recognizing, respecting, and listening to it. It's
exactly,
always
getting your
been
mind out
there.
of the way so we
Yeah,
can be
get
aware.
your mind out of the way. We're remembering, we're listening. My intuition is stronger than ever. But looking
When you
backwards, my intuition was always strong. I just ignored it or suppressed it or drank it or shopped it or did it away all my life.
Yeah. And that's why that doesn't work. That's why no, that's why it looks black. That's why it feels like you can't do because it's at such a foundation level. It takes away every version of how it was managed as working. You don't feel it anymore. But that's all we've got because that's all we were coming from.
Yeah,
So again, it gets back to that reference point of who would you be without all of that
right.
in this moment? That's so
Oh my
new that
God.
we have no idea yet. All we can do is keep putting our awareness on the question. When you do that, the question, yeah, but what's the truth? What is the way then? Your mind is looking at that gap in a way it never was before.
Yep, yep, yep.
So that
Um,
creates answer.
I have Chase asked, should we be honing in on things like astral projection, astral travel to help us get to 5D? And then she asks in the chat, can anyone do this? I don't think
Look,
we
you
need to
can
do a thing. I think
no,
it's just
you
going to
can play
come.
around. That's just a natural consequence of being five
Yep,
dimensional. So that's the truth of who you are. And that's what was the Nazarene was pointing out. That's the Superman thing, the
yep,
superpowers, if you like. It's just the fact that space and time are one. They're unified. And that has a lot of ramifications. Big time. Big time. But things like astral projection, telepathy, they're all products of fifth dimensional consciousness, so you'll have them anyway. It's
yeah,
really just more about surrendering to all the parts of yourself that aren't consistent with that truth as they leave, so that you can become fully aware of how you were pulled in to this
yep,
false narrative.
yep,
Like you, as a human being, seeing clearly the entire thing so that you can see through it.
yeah,
It can never happen again.
yeah, yeah.
Because
Once you see it, you can't be hooked again. Once you see it,
it's worth it.
yeah, that direct experience. I talk to people constantly about direct experience, and you help me with that. You can't know a thing until
Yeah.
you've lived it.
And so that's what I mean. Your attention is now on the space where that experience can come to you. But
Yes.
first, First, you've got to experience all the inversion, the impact
The
of the inversion that you've never really processed before because it's too old. You were
That's
too young.
why, yes, you were too young. That's why you tell me all the time the joy that's coming for you, Katie. You can't even imagine it
No,
because
imagine
of your willingness and you're going through the inversion because the void is so dark,
it.
which isn't even a thing, but you are seeing it. What's
You're
coming for
willing
you
to see it.
is, yeah, yeah.
You're willing
Um,
to see it for what it is because you can't lie to yourself.
no, can't lie to
You're
myself anymore
willing,
about the stories I'm telling myself.
and you're willing to not act on it despite the fact that it makes you feel guilty. There's this knock-on effect for not acting in the way we always used to. That is a very important part of coming back to that truth that was untouched by any of it. Allowing that, because that's what hooks us into obligation with people.
Oh
You
God, yeah.
know, we
Guilt.
don't want to
We don't want to
disappoint
hurt
them and make
anybody's
them annoyed.
feelings. We don't want to
Yeah, all
disappoint
that
them.
stuff.
Fuck that.
Yeah.
I'm so over that. I have
Yeah.
spent 6 years disappointing the people I love the most.
And
I
feeling
have
it.
disappointed every single one of them, and actually, nobody responded lovingly.
And that's where
So I'm going to keep on disappointing them.
yeah. And there's a lot of anger because, instead of being met in the middle, that was taken advantage of. And
Oh,
that's that balance that we're all looking for again, where, okay, I'm willing to meet you halfway while we move through this experience together to the truth. But that's taken by the other person as you're willing to agree that they're right
yeah.
about the situation.
Yeah.
And we take that and take it as we're kids and we grow up through it,
Yes.
teenagers,
Agreeing
and
that
we
they're right, even though we know better.
exactly. And some kids react to it in opposite ways to others. Some kids rebel through that time. Some
Yeah.
kids, either
Yeah.
way, it runs us though. It's
Absolutely runs us. It absolutely ran every aspect of my life. Roseanne
it
just
edited
wrote,
us.
like, I always thought everyone else knew better. I always thought everyone else knew better. Nope. Nobody knows better for you than you. But I gave it all away. I gave it all away. That's so crazy. So
Yeah. I'm
I'm
sorry.
I have one more. I have another question, totally, I think, unrelated, but kind of referring to the oneness of everyone. And, everyone's going to 5D, everyone's going to know all the same things. We're all one, blah, blah, blah. Somebody said to me, well, does your soul and well, okay, when you die or when you transition, like, am I still gonna be hilarious, fun Katie? Like, you know what I mean? Like, there's a certain
You're not going to turn
funereal.
into Spock or anything.
Well, you know what I mean? Like there's a certain funereal feeling around the galacticness of all of this because it's an unknown to us. And so, like, this is familiar, this physical shit show is familiar and somehow comfortable. Not comfortable at all, but you know what I mean. And so, like, that we're transitioning to, like, will I keep my hilarious personality? Will I be this damn funny? You know what I mean? Like, somebody said that to me today. Like, I don't know if our uniqueness, our personality goes with us. But all the NDEs I've read or listened to or watched say absolutely, who you are remains
Yes.
eternally.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's right. And it's more about getting out of the way of your attention, the ability to perceive that. So there's so much between us and that truth that all we see is what's between us and that truth. And everything in that gap is artificial. It's put there deliberately.
Yeah.
And so belief system, we filter everything through our mind. I mean, so much of our experience, is it really the experience of being in the moment that we're having, or our ideas about being that moment that we're having?
Hmm.
And
But that's where we
what
all get overwhelmed. We all get
yeah.
overwhelmed because everything's fake.
And how do you get on the other side of that? And that's the problem with this. Again, the solution, the piece that we're looking for, it's the natural state and it's intrinsically there. It's just that we don't believe it. So in order to believe it, you've got to hold that possibility there while you get deprogrammed from a program that's designed on you needing to know.
Yeah.
So the
Yeah.
solution is in not knowing. And everything in the program is designed to stop you staying in that question
Yep.
because the emotional imperative behind it is it's run us for so long, it's all we know.
Yes. And you know
So
what
not only
else?
we don't
Go
know
on.
that the answer's there, but we don't know if we got what it takes to meet it. And that right there is the real healing, that you do have what it
Yeah.
takes to meet it.
We do have what it takes to meet it, and we're eternal beings. You know, the two major threads I see in reading, music, movies, two major programming threads are fear of death and alcohol consumption. It's in everything, like
Wow.
bigger than anything. Well, medical stuff too, but like fear of death, and everyone drinks in everything I watch, listen to, or read. Everyone's a drinker.
So now you know the mind control program and how it works, so you can see that straight away. And you're talking on a call to people who know that too. And
Yeah,
that's
right.
you that the ratio of people that are aware, have always been aware, or a long time have been aware, or are becoming aware of that reality is going through the roof.
Through the roof. Through the
So
roof.
it's still there, but it doesn't work. It's not working. That's what you're going to connect to over the next year, 12 months, is the fact that it's not working
What about all
because
the
more
people who
people
are
are going to be
what?
communicating.
People,
More
yeah, yeah,
people
yeah.
are going to
People,
be
more people are going to be talking about. Sorry, I'm so sorry to interrupt you. What, like, what about all the ones who are drinking heavily, drinking way more heavily, or smoking weed way more heavily,
Mm.
or like
Mhm.
all the behaviors to avoid this are amping up right now. That's not
They-
sustainable.
and they're sort of again, it's clever because it looks like they're highlighting the problem and yes, let, let, let's do it's like it's highlighted as a solution to a reaction to a certain problem in your life that's like drinking, for instance. Yeah, it's a way to deal with it. We all do it. We can all have empathy, but it's a problem. But or they make you feel guilty about it,
Yeah,
like you're sort of doing something you shouldn't be doing.
yeah,
They keep you in that feeling.
yeah,
That's why it's so important to stop doing everything you did to stop the feeling of obligation, the awkwardness of obligation be in your field.
yeah.
Stop doing that and let the awkwardness of obligation be in your field because
Right.
it's making that feeling without acting on it that cures you of it.
Yes,
But
that's the
it's got
emotional
its own,
maturity.
yes, the emotional maturity, and there's a mental pattern to it that will show itself. So you start to put the two and two together. You start being able to describe it mentally as well in a way that
That's
because that's what couldn't happen when you were a kid. You didn't have the
no, because
mental
you were too young. You didn't have the language, you didn't have the mental capacity, you didn't have the maturity. But that's so funny that you say that about like the shame involved in the behaviors or the thoughts, right? Like
big one.
I big, big, big one. Like I say to everyone who's still drinking or smoking, I'm like, oh my God, enjoy that cigarette. Oh my God, I would love to be able to enjoy that cigarette. As soon as I let the shame for smoking and drinking go, I stopped smoking and drinking. It was the weirdest
Yes,
thing.
totally.
Like overnight.
Shows you how powerful.
Overnight.
So once you see the reason for it, you don't just see the reason for it within you, you see through it. That's the
Right.
thing. You see
Yeah.
through it.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't based on a accurate understanding, if you know what I mean. So you see
Yep.
through it, you realize that. So it doesn't have any hold on you anymore.
Yep. Yep.
It,
Yep.
it
Like, yeah, I'm coming up on 3 years in January. And as soon as I saw the reason, saw what I was doing, why I was doing it, took the shame and blame and guilt off of myself. Literally overnight, I stopped. Janelle just said God told her to stop drinking and you will have the life you desire. She gave up alcohol 7/11/21. I'm about 5 months behind you, 6 months behind you, Janelle, almost to the day. Like, and I made a video on Instagram in May of 24, I think, and it went viral because Lori Ladd shared it. And in it, I talked about stopping drinking. I had people from around the world DMing me. How did you stop drinking? How did you stop smoking? And I said, that was the one thing they took away from my spiritual awakening video. That was the one thing. Not like my whole life imploded. I lost all my family
Yeah, I feel
members.
for you. But
Nobody
anyway,
talks
again,
to me. But
yeah,
again, but tell me how you quit drinking.
yeah.
So, but I answered every single one of them. Oh God, you're not going to like my answer. But honestly, it was all God. It was all like, it was brought from me. It was all of a sudden I had cleared myself of the guilt and the shame around it. And in one night, January 25th, 2022, overnight, never had a drink again. I have never had a drink again. And on July 25th, 2022, last cigarette, never had a cigarette again. Oh, wait, I lied. I had one cigarette one day all by myself.
Great.
When, remember I told you? Remember
Yeah,
I told
I
you?
do. Yeah.
Oh, it was when I came home from Chicago and I had left like one of the most important pieces of luggage and they couldn't find it and I couldn't get an answer. We had driven 10 hours home. I came upstairs. I ran into my office. I knew I had kept 2 cigarettes in my office drawer and I smoked one. And I'm like, oh my God, why did I fucking do that? And then I
But
went and binged some shitty TV, but it was like a pressure valve release. It was like, okay, yep,
yeah,
I'm fine. And
and
the next day I got my luggage.
I remember. Oh man, you were very worked up.
I was so worked up.
Ooh,
Yeah, I got a lot of things unwinding in here. A
you
lot of things
do a lot of
unwinding.
stuff. Yeah, there's a lot of history unwinding there. But that's the great thing. It's finite.
Yes, one of my favorite things from you. I think I only have about, 1.2 million. But one of my favorite things from you is that love is infinite. Everything else is finite.
Exactly.
That's what
It's
keeps me holding on. Mike texted me today. He's like, just hang out, stay with me, Katie. Stay here with me, Katie. Do this with
totally.
me. And I said, I don't want to, Mike, but I will for you. Because he said, I'd ask you how you're doing, but I have a feeling you're just like I am, and I already know. And I said, yeah.
You know, I had this conversation with Mike, um, because we're all in it. There's a little kind of
Chatty
conversation.
thing.
Yeah, and I said, do you ever, when you read text messages from Katie, do you actually hear her voice saying it? He goes, oh, absolutely, like all the time. You're that New York humor kind of sometimes, yeah, it just adds so much color. I can't read anything from you without it being in your voice with your.
Thank God, because sometimes I can sound really shitty because it's a text, but you know better.
That's what I'm saying. The spirit behind it is just always there. So, oh,
Oh, all right.
hilarious.
Thank God.
Um,
All right.
yeah, good on you, Janelle, for doing that, by the way.
Oh my God. Yes,
And just
Janelle.
that thing too, like God told you to stop drinking. God told me to stop drinking. Janelle's saying this, and
Yep.
you will have the life you desire. And
Yep.
you gave up alcohol 7/11/21. And that advice, you can look at it as being, I don't know, there's a sort of, let's say, traditional, you could say almost Christian based way of looking at that. What you get from not drinking alcohol is you get to be pious. you get to be doing the right thing, but why is it the right thing? Like, what does that give you?
Right.
Can sometimes be missed, but that's the transition. Basically, the energy of the human body going up has a lot of ramifications. So, health of mental, emotional, and physical health, the problems get brought out, but only because the solution is coming through.
You've been saying to me, like, it's like there's all these cliche sayings, but they really make sense. Like you said, it's always darkest before the dawn. Like you could have all your emotions and all your despair and all your grief and rage and sadness amped up to the nth degree because you're close to a break. You're
Mhm.
close to an opening. You're close to an up leveling.
Mm, exactly.
And yeah, yeah, I love that. And I love the other
Yeah,
one, we're all walking each other home. That's just, I don't care how cliche or Christian or religious that is. It's the most comforting, loving, warm saying. We are all walking each other home. Love that.
yeah, and you know what? It's universal. Even though even our families who are being difficult, it's kind of serving a purpose for us because we're having to meet something and see through it. And in the end, it was all done deliberately to stop us just connecting from the purity of love with each other, and that's what comes from being willing to look at it.
And
Come
they're
back to that.
and our family's treatment of us or abandonment of us or whatever triggering thing story is with them is Stacy Sunshine said earlier on, it's the like because I don't miss anybody, it's your, or maybe spoken word said it, you're releasing attachment. There's nothing wrong with not missing
No,
anybody. You're releasing attachment to people and things. When we release, like that was one of my favorite things about meeting Anne. We had this like, God's hand down from the sky when Anne and I met. Like we looked each other in the eyes and it's like we saw entire universes in there and we never had urgency once to talk to each other, to connect. There was a just this lovely softening subtle knowing that when it is supposed to evolve or change or connect or be, it will. I had never had that with another person in my life. Such a gentle, there's no urgency. I don't
uh,
have to call you. You don't have to call me. I don't have to call you my best friend. All those labels and
yes,
boxes
it
we
was
put it all in,
obligation free,
obligations,
gone.
unnecessary. It who we are, the truth of who we are, transcends all of that. All of it.
Yeah.
It's the coolest thing when you see it. And then I get off these calls and I'm so high with the sharing of truth and knowledge and excitement and love. And then I'm like, okay, there's the story again. The morning's gonna come and I'm gonna feel that way, but one of these days I'm not. One of these days I'm not.
Which day? And like, oh yeah, I like playing around with the possibilities, how it's happening, what I'm seeing. Um,
Yeah, I'm I'm okay going if you want to go.
you're okay. What?
Hanging up.
Oh, yeah, it's been an amazing week. Everybody, I'm guessing, has had a pretty full on week. The eclipse, the
Oh
full
yeah,
moon.
today's a full moon, right?
Yeah, is it today or yesterday?
Maybe yesterday. I
And
don't
it's in
really know.
Aries, so you would have been feeling it. The build up to it,
Oh,
or like you would have been, boy, absolutely.
the call
And
before this,
Cancer,
what's that?
and Cancer, like Anna's been.
I know you know my birth chart better than I know my birth chart, and you understand it better than I do. But the girls on the call before this were talking all about the moon, and I spent 20 minutes bawling my eyes out. And then in Katie fashion, I just sat there after crying, going, "Oh, yeah, full moon, you say, huh?" Like, As I'm snotting and crying all over the phone call, like bringing the dark to the room. I'm like, full moon, you
Oh,
say? Okay, it's not my fault. It's not my fault.
see,
Then I saw a meme that said, "I'm so sick of Mercury retrograding. I'm retrograding this time. It's my turn." Some funny
Mercury
shit goes
retrograde.
out.
You bastard. Yeah,
I
that's good. I like that.
know, me
Fuck you,
too.
Mercury. Um,
You Mercury.
7th could be wrong. Yeah. What?
Yeah, I think she's right.
Oh,
I think
something's been going on. I don't know what bloody day it is. Oh, yes.
it is the seventh today, but it like could have. I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, I think it is the 7th your time, so it's today for
Yep,
us, the 8th. Yeah.
yep. Which I don't
Um,
understand all that time
like
zone
we're saying now,
nonsense.
it's right. It's probably look right now. Knowing life, it'd be
I,
zenith right now.
I did walk outside barefoot today. I'm very proud of myself for that. I did. I did some grounding. Yeah.
Oh, I haven't done that yet. I should do that. I've just magically got 4 days off work.
Oh, brilliant. I walk
No,
around barefoot when I'm outside. I'm barefoot every chance I get. Who needs shoes?
that's
Shoes are part of the matrix. Shoes are part of the programming. Shoes are part of the inversion.
burn them all.
Everything's part of the inversion. Don't even get me started. This whole thing is fake.
One day you're going to pop through to a level of love for everyone and everything that's just going to be blinding.
I know. I've told you I love everyone and everything. It's so funny. I think I talked about this on the last show. Like sometimes I'll watch murder mysteries or dramas or even rom-coms and everyone's poor behavior and I'm like, "Oh, you just weren't loved enough. Oh, you just didn't." You know what I mean? Like I spend my whole time going, "Oh, like I don't need to be in their lives." But I can recognize
You,
where their behavior comes from.
yeah. And once
Yeah.
once the rage at being disempowered so sneakily is, you know, had its day.
Yeah.
Well,
I want everybody to see the truth about all the wars. I want everybody to see the truth about the medicine. I want everybody to see the truth that space is gay. Nobody landed on the moon. God, it's all made up. Hollywood's
space is go.
basement. Red Hot Chili Pepper sings about it. Pay attention to
Just
your lyrics, people. FYI, Taylor Swift's lyrics from something she just did were disgusting. Oh
uh,
my God, they were so horrible. Yeah,
and that's
celebrity. I want
teenage.
everybody to know the truth about celebrity. Oh my God, that a he is a she and a she is a he, and it's all on purpose. What is happening?
Yeah. I mean, there's so much coming, so much
So much coming.
transformation coming, like in just our perception of reality, because you take away firstly those of the interference ability to control the narrative, and then bring in uh, open contact once we've had a chance to get our heads around things to a certain point, bring in open contact to that. Wow.
Yep, yep.
You know, what does life look like free of the financial problem, and all the social engineering, the impact of defunding all the social services and healthcare being the way it is, where it's about disease care, crisis management, is everything's about crisis management. The problem with that is it keeps you in crisis. So take
Yeah,
away that, so that we're not constantly in crisis,
yeah,
because what does that do to your nervous system and your ability to regulate emotions? You're not at your best when you're at full peak stress. So many social problems just evaporate because they're just
uh-huh.
products of everyone being at their limit.
It's all a fucking lie.
And it's all been done deliberately. So it's like why God said to me, they've never been able to break your human spirit. So they really amp that up. But their ability to get away with it is being destroyed. So
Yeah,
at a certain point, that is going to stop being able, they're not going to be able to operate this way for long.
No,
And
no.
then that's when things really get interesting. Because, like you said, the evidence about COVID, for instance, is not the problem. It's overwhelming. The evidence that the government has pointed to justify it is what doesn't exist. There isn't any evidence justifying it as a good idea. But there's a lot, but all the evidence is about it being the wrong thing to do. And that that evidence and the questions it answers and the picture it shifts, the picture it forms, how the picture of how the human race sees what's been playing out for the last 100 years, for instance, just that on its own.
Yep.
That's huge. But also being people's ability to process the experience. See, it's been hard for a lot of us because we've had to do it in this paradigm.
Yeah.
And
And look batshit crazy to
that
everyone
shit
around
crazy,
us.
get no help.
Yeah.
Often it's made worse.
Yeah.
Blah blah blah. And we're trying to make ends meet. Physically, we're still going to work and like
Yeah.
that. Seriously, and hats off to anyone who's got kids and working
Oh my God,
and trying to have a relationship and trying to deal with get your head around life. Like, why am I fucking even doing any of this? I can't feel it, etc.
I know. Yeah.
Now, the advantage is you have no investment in a paradigm that's collapsing.
Yeah, I know.
That's going to hit the
Where
ground.
everyone on this call is gonna be like, as the systems crumble, we're gonna be like, give me some more popcorn.
That's it. I mean, the impact is like when the World Trade Centers collapsed. And if you were standing there in New York watching it happen in real time, but globally, the impacts, that moment where the paradigm hits the ground, falls apart, is going to hit everybody
Like,
who hasn't been willing to deal with what we've dealt with. They're going to have to hit that point really fast. The whole world will fall apart.
when did they find
But
out all of history's fake?
so they'll have to do it all at once. So they're not going to miss out on the intensity. But then
Yeah, but then they have masses around them of support that we didn't have. But
that's when the change comes in.
that's another saying of yours that has always lightened me and made me feel better is somebody had to go first.
Yeah, exactly. So we're that wave, we kind
Because
of
we had the capacity to be able to hold this truth, to
yeah,
be able to hold this knowing and not lose our damn minds, come
yeah,
pretty close, but
very.
didn't. So all of those who are going to play catch up to us likely weren't the ones who could do what we've done first.
Yes,
Yeah. Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
right.
Yep. Um, all right. Are you ready to
Um,
go?
I
Anne
think I
said something beautiful to you, by the way. She said, Gareth, you have such an inner stillness that always helps bring me back to center.
thanks, Anne.
Not
Thanks.
me.
Oh.
I'm not centering or grounding anybody. Sorry.
But you have a center of love, though.
Thank you.
I love the way you just came in with that too. Not me.
Not me. I am not grounding anybody. I'm lucky if I ground me.
Well, I'm glad. To be honest, Anne, I don't always feel that way, but that's okay. I
A
think that's
lovely
what I'm at peace
compliment.
with that's right. I'm at peace with the process itself in a very big way, which is all I'm saying. You will be too. Don't worry. You're doing the right thing. If you're falling apart, losing it,
You're in the perfect
you're
position.
doing it exactly. Because the it that you're losing, you don't need it. Believe
Yep.
me, you don't need it. You just got nothing else. It's the only thing you know, and that's all. But that's going to change. That's
Yep.
changing. Yeah.
Oh, and Victoria's late. Gonna watch the replay tomorrow. Love you too, Victoria.
Hey,
Oh my
Victoria.
gosh. Ah, Mike just said you're both centering. Ah. Roseanne says your voice is soothing. It's that Aussie thing, because he's from Melbourne.
Melbourne, and you say that so well. You say when you come here, you really feel blend right in. well.
I will. Melbourne. No, I won't. I'll be one of those loud American tourists. Look over there.
Oh, please,
No,
we'll just
I
be
won't.
going.
No, I won't. I'll blend in. They won't even know I'm there.
Oh,
Oh,
I
I
love
love
that.
you, Chase. I love
Thanks,
Chase.
Chase.
Oh
Love
my
you too.
God. I'm telling you, God brings these people into our
Great
lives.
questions too, Chase. I hope we answered that, by the way. The transition, what is it, and the one that the those are the interference, what they get out of it. We got there, didn't we?
Yeah, she had asked a follow-up thing after it, because does it even matter? Like, how important is that? So it was a question, is it possible that friends and family of ours are also part of the interference, right? And I'm like, well, the story of all of us was part of the interference because it was the target of the
Yeah. They're
interference
just
to
conduits for the mind control.
conduit, yeah, they're
That's
conduits for
what's
the mind
been.
control, just
Yeah,
like we were before we woke up, right?
that's right.
And then she said, how important is that, or is it not at all? Because it's all about focusing on yourself and elevating your own soul. And then she says, which leads me to wondering about achieving 5D and astral projection and other modalities of moving beyond 3D, which I don't worry about any of those things. I just know they're coming.
They're coming
Not
to
that
you.
that's the answer everybody wants, because everybody wants it now, and they think if I practice it now, it'll come to me faster. And maybe that's entirely true. Like Dr. Edith Abutu, Dr. Edith with the telepathic kids, the kids who can see blindfolded and read blindfolded, and Alex Eck with spoon bending, right? All
Yeah.
that stuff. If with intention and practice, I'm sure you can hone all sorts of skills. I'm just like at this place where I don't care. It's coming to me whether I want it or not. And I don't know. I'm just trying to stay alive here. So practicing
Now
things.
that gets to the point, like I think subtly, that people don't want to. We want to we want it to happen now because we don't want to feel what we're feeling. But what we're feeling leaving is why it's coming as well, like allowing room for that. Like we feel that there's a discomfort, a big discomfort to what's playing out right now, that we're trying to find some center of like connection again, and nothing
Right.
seems to be doing it.
Nothing's landing, nothing's
Is
doing it.
landing. Yeah, so
But
there's a
because
feeling
of
that we
that,
want to get out of, but that feeling is it's and there's stories around the feeling. So if we let the feeling be there as part of the solution, and let the stories we're telling ourselves be under question mark, have a question mark after them. We don't have to get any answers, and we don't have to get anywhere with it. Just allowing room for that. That changes everything.
yep, yep,
Like you're
yep,
speeding up through the process by doing it. The more you relax into it being the answer, not a problem you need to get away from,
yep.
the more you relax into that, just keep bringing your attention back to that anyway. The faster you move.
So Chase just said, yeah, I was curious about family and friends, if they can affect us like the interference. And my point, my belief, and you can answer differently or whatever, is that they absolutely affect us like the interference. But when we have the awareness of it, we see it's not them. It's
Yes.
like the agents in the Matrix.
Yeah,
It's the interference running through them, not the truth of who they are, not
that's
them.
right.
So yes, it could affect you, but when you have awareness about it, you are totally protected. You're totally fine. And then she goes on to say, the paranoid skeptic in me worries we will need to start communicating telepathically because Big Brother will shut us down otherwise. Which I'm telling you, we're going to Ann and Mike and I have joked about. I sent you a hug. Did you feel it? Okay, let's pick this time and this day to do this and see if we know. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, I mean,
3 p.m. on a Tuesday. And
right. I'm gonna
you,
shoot you a number. What
yeah,
number did I shoot you? Right. But I just think that's coming. And so I don't chase it. I don't.
you don't
Maybe
need to.
maybe that's me being lazy, but I just trying to do anything other than staying alive right now is the only thing on my docket.
Yeah, meeting that
because
feeling
I
and
don't want to be here.
yeah, meeting that feeling. That's all you need to do, and the rest is because this you're meeting the feeling with the question, what's the truth? Present. So that's resonant frequency. The truth of who you are and where you are aren't true of that feeling, which is why it's leaving. So your attention now is on, well, what is the truth of who I am and where I am and how do we connect? There's room in your awareness for that space to exist. So your resonant frequency is drawing in the match for that frequency. So you're having all the experiences you need to have to dissipate the frequencies that are in the way of your awareness. So
Yeah,
these experiences are bringing up feelings that are really products of your thinking. They're
right.
thoughts masquerading as feelings, but you've got to have the question, what's the truth, while you're experiencing it like it is the truth. That undoes it on its own.
Yep.
You'll have epiphanies that will come to you, just like experience, just like inspiration comes to you. The product of the epiphanies you're looking for and trying to get, they come to you naturally just because you're going through that process and you're willing to question what your mind's telling you. It,
Yep.
it changes the trajectory through the
The
experience.
problems you're experiencing are simply messages and lessons.
Yeah,
Everything that triggers you is a gift.
yeah,
Everything that makes me uncomfortable or sad is ultimately teaching me and bringing me out of my story and
yeah,
into back to the truth of who I am,
yes.
basically.
Yeah. It's helping you color in the picture of who you would be without that program
Yeah.
by
The
getting in the
very
way.
say that again?
Or by getting in the way,
Yeah.
you're questioning it from that perspective now because it's getting in the way of me seeing the truth, and you sort of see that now. Well, what it's getting in the way of has a place to exist in a way it didn't before. So the fact is, it's getting met by light from front and rear, if you like. It's evaporating,
Yeah.
if that makes
No.
sense.
That makes sense. That makes sense.
And you
Being
do
brought up
have,
and out to be seen,
yeah,
and for lack of a better word, alchemized, to be seen and
yeah.
allowed and loved and said bye-bye to.
Yeah, because all this is a conclusion about what's really there. And once you see what's really there, you don't need a conclusion that doesn't match what's really there, because now your conclusion is what's really there. So the false conclusion leaves you. You don't
Right.
do it,
You didn't have to do anything. You just have to
but
be there.
yeah, but it goes kicking and screaming.
Yeah, I know. Thanks. Thanks a lot. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Thanks for that. Every inch screaming and kicking, punching. No, you need me. I am you. No, you're fucking not.
No, you're not. You're who I thought I was. You are
Yeah,
not me.
you're not me. Mm. And the more you see yourself, the more you can see others. For a while, all you can see is your own self-judgment, and you haven't dealt with it in yourself. So that's what you're seeing. But after a while, you start having compassion for yourself, and you start seeing that in others, and it just grows from there.
Yep.
And not all the time, by any means.
No.
It's up and
Right.
down and all over the place.
Yes.
Don't
Yeah.
trick is to see the self-judgment as serving you. The fact that you feel that way, it's serving you because it's showing you something you can't see yet. Just the spirit of having that attitude towards it, it 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 lets the true nature of who you are and where you are come to you in each experience. So that self-judgment, that feeling awkward because you didn't do X or Y, or
Yeah.
you didn't, you weren't meeting and matching what the other person expects of you,
Right. Right.
dealing with
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. It's so funny. Anna and I talk about it all the time. It's the judgment because we know all the things and yet
Mm, we're still not free.
we're still not through it. We're still not okay. We're still not happy.
what do you do with that?
When you know all the things and you even have an understanding of why, it's subconscious. You can't will it, you can't will it away. There's a process to it. I'm
And
sorry,
I
the
know now that
process.
on some level, I feel that way because um, I don't quite believe it yet that I am that already.
Yeah, yeah.
Something in
And
me,
then I apologize to God. Like, I'm sorry, am I not believing in you enough? Because like that's the one thing I feel is my strongest quality. Because I know how dark I feel and I want to be dead. I think I want to be dead. Don't worry, I get it. But I remain, I stay. That to me is proof of the strength of my faith.
because you know this can't be God, and God is all there is.
Right.
You just don't know it yet. It's just like you know it, you know it, but you
Yeah.
don't know it yet. And
No.
it's knowing
Oh, it's
coming
so
into divine
frustrating.
right alignment with this one. That's all the work. That's what's happening to everyone. This part's being undone and put back together, so it's in divine right alignment with that reality. God doesn't make life like this. When you co-create life with God, this is what shows up. So
Yeah. This
just knowing that helps.
this is taking the back seat. This is taking the front seat. That's where
Yes,
we're going because this
yes. And
serves
this
a
is scared.
very wonderful purpose. We don't want
Oh,
to vilify the ego. The ego protected us,
ego
kept us
is,
alive.
yeah,
The ego's brilliant. The ego that controls, step back, let this happen.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's right. There's
Yeah.
nothing to be afraid of.
To lead the
And
way.
let the fear be there, and let the self-judgment be there, and let the regressing into bad habits be there, and let the you know all the ways that you drop the ball be there as part of it.
Yeah.
I think my computer's about to die.
Okay. All right. I gotta go anyway. I love everybody. And I love you
Love you,
too. Thank you so much for saying that, Roseanne.
Roseanne
Oh
and
my God, I
Mike.
love everybody. Thank you
Chase,
again, Todd.
guys were great.
We love you
Victoria,
guys.
yeah.
All right. See you next
Closed.
week.
Home.
Same
Funny, some of the
bat
comments,
time, same bat channel.
same bat time, same bat channel. Yes, and look, questions like message us if you got
Oh
anything.
my God, yes. Oh, Stacy, I love you. Hugging and kissing you too, sweetheart. Sweetheart. We're in communities together on our various chats. Stacy's fabulous. She has a bubble gun and rainbow glasses. Didn't even plan it. Well, the bubble.
See,
Okay.
you too. All right, love you, Katie.
I love you too, Gareth. I love everybody. Thank you. Thank you.
Have a great evening, night, and next day, and I'll see you on the other side.